What's up? It's your boy Laws OSS 980, other side of sports. We in the building. It's your boy Laws. We got Aaron, no D, but we still rocking out. Uh, I just gotta give an update to the PS5 challenge, though, for the free PS5. Bama's is going ham out here trying to get this PS5, Aaron. I just want you to know. I'm seeing posts every single day. Bama's is not slipping. Every day I'm seeing posts, IG, Facebook, Twitter, all over the place. It's right now, it's two Bamas that's going hard body trying to get this PS5. And they neck and neck for the title. Uh, again, it's a free PS5. And all we asking you to do is share the show, share the content, and tag us in it. That's it. It's
It's
that
easier than buying one.
it's easy than buying one. It's easier than finding one, getting in the line, trying to hide the jump, put a towel over the jump so bandits don't see it in your back seat and try to break into your whip. No, it's a whole lot easier. Yeah, I'm telling you. So it's two Bama's in the runnings right now. Every time I look up, I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, the Bama's not gonna post today. They getting creative with the posts and tying it into other stuff. Uh, Shout out to them people. I don't want to give it away because I'm not trying to say they about to have it, but
Had Bama's trying breaking their window in their living room.
I'm just saying, listen, it's not hard to get the PS5. It's easy. All you got to do is share. You got to share it. I mean, Bama's got a weak head start on you, but if you want to get the PS5, you really want it, you can get it. I'm just saying that. Um, But yeah, I mean it's still on the table. We checking it for 30 days. Week one, we in. The, the people trying to get the PS5, they making moves. Um, we do have a question of the day. This question of the day comes in. Let me go ahead and pull it up. And we're gonna talk about some other relationship stuff before we get into this week two football stuff. Because I just want to hear your opinion, Aaron. You know, I always enjoy hearing your opinion on stuff. But our question of the day comes in. It says, I work at a university as a tutor. That means we are basically the assistants of the professors. We help to mark exams, read papers, read assignments, help prepare project proposals, etc., etc. Right now, my university was in finals week, and because the professor we work for teaches a basic modules, we have about 200 exams to grade. It's exams with messy answers and such. So it's not easy to just go over. And with uh as with MC questions exams, our boss is in the hospital due to Rona, but we still have to grade them all. And we don't have that much time because we have to submit the graded exams so they can be put in to the database. My coworker and I also study the same thing. At the beginning of the semester, we both got into a project class together. We didn't apply together. You get randomly thrown into a project. So now we work together and have to write a 50-page empirical project. So, of course, we are spending quite some time together right now. We either meet at the office, his place, or my place. For the first few hours, we will grade exams, proofread what the others wrote, and then we will work on our other project. That means running statistics or our analysis, literature research, etc. That leaves the week almost completely full. I'm getting paid for overtime, but still, my boyfriend is absolutely not okay with this anymore. He said that he has asked friends and they all say I'm acting suspicious. He asked me to do it all remotely, which would be a huge inconvenience. He asked me to see my phone and got mad when my coworker's name appeared under contacted regularly, which of course we send documents via WhatsApp, questions, reminders, etc. He asked me point blank if I was cheating. I obviously said no, but I also got mad that he would even question me. I tried to reason with him, explain the situation, told him that there's nothing that will be for this is not will be forever. We are done with about 87 exams, and the project has to be turned in by mid-October. So after that, it will be much less over. He is saying I am unreasonable and disrespectful. I'm saying he's self-centered and does not trust me. We have come to an impasse, and I'm spending the night at my best friend's place. What should I do? Oh, Aaron, relationships. Is that her on the line calling you?
Yeah. So the thing for me is these things never just come out of nowhere. It's never just
Okay.
this one incident causing this kind of stuff. There's some kind of history, whether it be on his side being insecure and youngins bamming on him in the past, or her having little transgressions that might have been inappropriate before, and he just don't trust her. So it's never just this one thing that comes down to Bama's having these kind of situations. That being
Okay.
said, if you in a situation where somebody asking to see your phone and they don't trust you, you got to cut the joint off. It's like it's no steps forward from there if you don't have any trust. Now maybe you messed the trust up and you got to get it back. That's a different story. But at the same time, if you in a situation and there's no trust, dog, it's not worth the headache that's gonna come because it's
A-
gonna get worse. It's not gonna get better.
Agreed. Agreed. You know what I would add? Like trust is like brakes on a car. You can't drive your car with no brakes, dog. You go and crash. If the brakes is suspect, you can't even like be in a. You're not even gonna feel comfortable in the car because it's the safety component to it. It's just so critical. That's what being in a relationship with no trust is like. It's like driving in a car with no brakes. And so clearly, you know, there's a lack of trust here. And I get it that she might be spending a lot of time doing work and stuff, but yeah, it's temporary. To me, I just think main man sound really insecure. Um, and that insecurity is only going to erode the relationship, which it already has at this point. So, I mean, I don't know what I mean, you got the it's headed for the dead end. So you might as well just get ahead of it and cut Slim Bob off. Yeah. You might just have to cut him off. Yeah. And just keep it moving because, if there's like you say, this mistrust, him asking to see your phone and doing all this extra stuff. I mean, yeah, it might be done though. It might be finito. And you might just need to get another one. And in the words of the
Get
wise
another one
Aaron, let's go ahead and get another one. Yeah,
before it's too late, dog.
before it's too late. You seem like you got a bright future in front of you. School. I mean, honestly, he don't even know. The boyfriend don't even know that he's actually pushing you into the arms of another Bama, dog. He just like setting you up to go into the main man arms that you working all close with because he just insecure. His insecurity is just permeating through everything. So
And some people not gonna like this, but just to add, it also says to me he's not in a situation mentally or professionally where he understands the work that comes with excelling or taking that next step or building a
mhm.
career versus he might be stacking boxes or you know what I mean? It's just some people just don't understand it. They assume if you can't answer every text every minute, if you can't answer every call, if they go an hour or two and you can't respond during work hours, that it's an issue that something's going on because that's how their brain works. Meanwhile, in certain fields, just in different professions, sometimes extras required. It's not working at McDonald's where you work a clean 8 hours, or you know what I mean. It's just
Soon as the
different
clock hit
fields,
5, you put your little card in
like
and,
Fred
and
Flintstone, and slide off the brontosaurus and then you home. It doesn't work like that everywhere, though.
it
And
don't
that's
work
something
like
that
that,
some people
dog.
just don't understand based on what they understand to be work. So y'all might not even be on the same field that way. And as time passes, that separation is probably going to get larger and larger. So, dog, get
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah. No, those are excellent points. You gotta you got to make the move while you still got the chance, because it's not looking good, champ. I'm just saying. Like, you right, dog. Certain fields, like, you gotta grind and it just requires more. And if you gotta check your phone every 2 minutes, like, oh young, 5 minutes passed, I ain't respond back. Like, that's too much, dog. Like,
It's too
no,
much.
it's too much, young. Gotta get out of there. Gotta get out of there. I know, I mean, it's gonna hurt because you invest time and all that stuff, but it's
It ain't
just,
gonna hurt that much.
it ain't
It'll
gonna
not.
hurt that much, young. It ain't gonna hurt that much, young. Go to Red Lobster, get you some Cheddar Bay biscuits, and you be all right. Um, in another space of relationships. Now, this might cause a little controversy here, but that's what we do here at OSS. Um, Anthony Davis got married, not really publicized a whole lot. Married Dominican. She might be Dominican and black mixed, but of course,
Dominican
she's
is black.
Dominican is black. We gonna keep it all the way 100. But you know how people, especially our people, um, are always questioning, why athletes and people in professional status are not choosing black women to be their spouses. That they get to these levels and status, in different fields and professions, and they go with majority. And there are some who choose black, but there's a majority that choose non-black.
So
Uh,
I'm gonna have to push back on this at this
okay,
point because it's not
okay,
majority. It's 100%
okay,
not majority.
okay. So what is it?
It's a minority. I mean, some people do, but it's
Okay,
definitely not a majority.
okay, okay, okay. N- Nonetheless, a lot of the male athletes or people who are in prominent positions who are like out in the public, many times, from what we see, end up with non-black women. In this case, some people have some gripes with Anthony Davis and his choice and his selection. Um, you know, why do you think that men are starting to choose non-black women to wed, make wifey material?
So you paint me in a corner because you asking me to explain something
I
that I don't believe. I'm just
Okay,
saying in
okay,
general.
okay,
I
okay.
don't agree
Fair
with the
enough.
premise
Fair enough.
that,
Fair
that's
enough.
the case. I do believe
Okay.
it happens. I do believe it's something that's put on the forefront. And you also got to understand sometimes, like, when it's the negative, I'm not gonna say negativity, but certain things people put in the forefront on the internet. We know how Black Twitter is. So certain
You already
things,
know.
if
Mhm.
if, if eight black Bamas marry eight black women, and then one Bama marry a white joint, one Bama marry a Spanish joint, they're
You
gonna put a
already know
C,
what you
the rich, you see, you know what I mean? And so I'm just saying that I don't subscribe to that premise that it's a majority or it's
Okay.
overwhelming,
Okay.
but it does
That's good
happen. It
clarification.
it
Okay.
does happen. So I'm not going to try to explain to you like why it does happen because that's not a conversation that we can. They're not ready for that conversation yet.
They're
And
not ready.
no, so like 20 minutes before the show started, I was reading. What's the dude that died yesterday? AJ Brown. So there's a a,
Mhm.
a black actress named AJ Brown as well
Mhm.
from Friday. You remember? Not from House Party, the dark skin joint that was
Okay.
on that gym with Gina. Her best friend,
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah,
her
yeah,
name is
yeah, yeah.
AJ Brown, right?
Okay.
And so she was the mother and baby boy too.
Mhm.
So she's saying she's not dating African American men anymore because they don't commit. She's dating African men because they commit and yada yada, whatever.
Uh-huh. Mhm.
And so the first thing that popped in my mind is it's hilarious to me that we can acknowledge that there are cultural differences between westernized slash modernized
Mhm.
men, black men in America, but we cannot have a conversation about the cultural differences between a black woman and a woman from a different culture. So we got to pretend like it's blanket, everything's the same when it comes to them. There are no incentives to dating outside of your race when it comes to them or cultural differences that somebody might shy away from. But when it comes to black men, everything's on the table. We can point and pick every little thing, and nobody, you know what I mean? Nobody can say anything. You just got to take it. I just thought that was hilarious. But I'm not gonna.
Got him! Got him! Oh! Whoa! Whoa!
But I'm also not gonna sit here and for white ears list reasons why black dudes might want to date somebody else. And I'm not
Okay.
saying it's because of the skin color. It's Black American culture is toxic as hell, though. It's just
Yeah.
toxic. The joint is toxic,
Yeah.
and social media exacerbates the joint and makes it worse. So I'm
Dog,
not gonna
it's
sit here and list
so
and be like,
bad,
"Oh, black
dog.
women do this and Spanish women do this." So you know what I mean? I'm not gonna do
I
that. But
try. I tried to walk you out into the out to the moving traffic, dog.
no, I'm not
You
taking
said,
because I deal
"Nah,
with
I'm gonna
this
wait
kind
for
of
the
stuff.
crosswalk."
No, I be watching some of the
No,
stuff these people be
what?
saying, young, and it's just one, it's not based in fact. And two, it's
That's true,
so emotional and based on trauma that people have dealt with and choices that they make. It makes me
hmm
sick to my stomach, dog.
dog. Dog, it's a young. You batting 1,000, Ern. The thing is that when we had these conversations, right, and we talk about this stuff, it's always like these. It's like this backdrop of information and things that people perceive to be the case, and the narrative. That narrative always sits in the backdrop. So when you're like talking, you actually have to address that narrative before you can actually give your point of view or your perspective a lot of times, because it's a narrative hanging in the backdrop. Now I can keep it all the way 100. There are cultural difference between black women, white women,
Spanish,
Hispanic,
Asian,
all like Asian. It's
glaring
culture,
differences. And it's
glaring
cultural. It's not
differences,
skin
and
color. It is cultural.
it pops up in all different facets of relationships. How different things are managed in relationships, all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And like the thing is, even when like I see different like posts, and me, sometimes I get on a Facebook post and be in the Jones and
Commenting on
talking,
the stripes.
like comment on the Jones, trying to stir the pot and stuff. And the whole time I know, like, young, I married a black woman. Like you can't come for me. Like you could come for
Right.
like it's like, oh, who is he? Then they see my picture with my wife, then they like,
A brown black woman at that. You
they
got the Infinity
they
Club.
they frown up, dog. They frown up. So it's just like it's crazy, dog. It's crazy. But yeah,
And
but go ahead.
another big piece of that is sometimes like it's to deny people's actual experiences because that's their
Mhm,
reality and they believe that is the reality. And they disassociate themselves from the choices that they made. You chose to deal with a dude who had these things going for him versus
mhm.
the dude you should have been trying to deal with that you would have had a different experience and not looked at black men as this, and African American men as this because you want a guy who looked like a rapper or NBA player or who moving around and got all the youngins. It's something that come with that. It's something that come with that. It's a lot of like good dudes out here that I known for a long time that can't get a decent youngin till they get 30, 40, 50, and the Bama's got the bread, and then now they want to come after they got 2, 3 kids by some loser Bama and want somebody to come in with a cape and save the
and
day. That's
take
not
care
how it works.
and take care of everything, dog. The
The leverage
bills,
is
the
gone.
babies,
Yeah,
everything. It's like where they do that at, dog? Like,
you have no leverage in this situation at this point.
and that's the thing. Like this is, and I don't. I see. Even when I say this, it's going to cause some controversy. But it's a very entitled position
Fact.
that I see a lot of black women hold when navigating, men. Like, you got to show me that you're this, you got to show me that you're that,
At
you got to
35.
show me that you this, you got to have all this together. I need to see this. If I don't have these things, then we're not dealing. Almost as if you're in position to make all the decisions, and that you don't have to bring something to the table. Like, when people, and this is for those who aren't married, but just for some wisdom for those who think about, marriage is it takes two. Like I think people miss the concept up. Like, when they think about like just being married and in a marriage and a wedding, and just like it's all about the focus is all about the woman. That's You're almost setting yourself up for a failure when it's skewed like that. Because honestly, it's there's give and take. You know what I'm saying? In relationships, just in general. So when you go in, it's all about you. You know what I'm saying? Before you even know the Bama, it's all about you and what your preference is and what you want. And how's it? It's like, dog, it's
Be
a new
responsible for
day.
the decisions you make, though.
Yeah,
Most black
it's a new,
men want to be with black women. Period.
it's
And
fact.
this the last advice I'm gonna give as it relates to that. Don't wait till you're 35 to get a man. That's part of the reason why you can't get the man you want.
No, let me go ahead and mute that, dog, because you scum Bama's up, dog. All right, let's go on to some sports, yeah. Let's get on to some sports. Uh, the NFL this week 2, they have as many taunting penalties already up until this point of the season as they had all the last season combined. Some of the penalties I'm at a loss for words. And that 15-yard penalty, that jump is significant. It can change the trajectory of a game. If it's a one-score game and the team needs to get in, field goal range and, down, and Bama bats the ball down, and he's like, he does some kind of flex, and they call it a 15-yard penalty, that gives them the ball back. Like, to me, this is a Vegas move to just be able to have another tool in their backpack to manage football games when they want to. Because honestly, Aaron, we're keeping it all the way 100. You can call taunting on every play if you wanted to.
Every single play.
Alabama doing something on every single play. Whether they like a fist pump, one of these Jones, Bama's hold the ball out after the plays in. Bama's usually like do it, like, especially on third down. Every third down you can get a taunting penalty jump and re-extend the series for real. Because after the third down is the biggest play. If you get a fourth down and you stuff a Bama, you expect the Bama not to celebrate. And they calling the jump for some of the flukest stuff I ever seen. Dog, one play in the Tennessee Titans jump, the Bama he caught a pass. He just spun the ball, but he wasn't even looking at the dude. Ref talking about penalty, taunting. Guess the ball was spun too close to the defender. What? And then they not even giving explanations to the coaches. Coaches like, dog, what are you talking about? Like, the Bama just did that 2 times ago. So what are you talking? Why is that a penalty in the other jump? Like, what? And they like, it's a penalty. Like, they just not even explaining the jump. Is the league going to slow down with this, or they going to keep going full steam ahead?
I think if people start complaining, there clearly was an emphasis with the referees in the offseason with the league trying to get them to like enforce these calls to try to get the players to stop doing that. But people gonna start calling you the conspiracy theorist when you say something like it's another way for them to manage the game with all the betting opening up in all of these different states outside of Vegas now. Just a way to be able to manage the bread, which is not wrong. Like, I didn't even think of it that way, but you already
No,
know the conspiracy person's gonna
it's
pop.
so easy. My brain, I'm already in the conspiracy. I live in the conspiracy world. Dog, it's just so easy though, Aaron. It's not even, you can't even dispute the jump.
And my brain went to the same place. My brain always go where it's like, this sounds like something white fans be whining about on the internet, and you know what I mean? Like, why are these players acting like this, acting like thugs, doing this, and that? The kind of stuff they be whining about. So for me, I'm like, is this them complaining, the league trying to make an emphasis on this joint? Because you know how they say, "Oh, we gonna stop watching anyway," with all of the kneeling and all that kind of stuff. Just a way to kind of try to throw the
I
white
don't.
fans a bone.
So I'll say this. Last year at the end of the year, I heard murmurings around like, when the teams would like get an interception and the whole squad would run to the end zone
Right.
and do like a
The
little,
team celebrations. Yeah.
United team celebration jump. I heard some murmurings around like, I wish they would stop this. This is excessive and this and that. Now, to me, that and what Bama's is doing in game, like nothing I saw was egregious. Like if a Bama put his you know what I'm saying, his Lebo in your face after, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like or like, let's say you make a tackle and then the Bama's like laying down, you like brush up on him, like a heavy brush up, like, yeah, dog, like, you know what I'm saying? Flex on over top of him like the Teron Lue step over type jump. That's a little excessive. Okay. But like what I'm saying, Bama's is just like, let's go. And they're like, flag. Like, what? It's ridiculous, dog. The joint is ridiculous to me. Ridiculous. It was John Mayer's proposal. He wanted it in there. Biggest appeaser to old white fan base. You already know.
He
I'm with
did,
you
Jay?
100.
Get him out of here.
Dog, the joint ridiculous, bro. I just like this joint is hurting the game because you're basically telling it's like when you spank a kid and be like, don't cry. It's like, dog, spanking's hurt and crying like that's like a natural reaction to when something hurt. Like, and you telling them like, don't cry. You telling Bama after you make a play and do something to celebrate to not celebrate. So he got bottle his emotions, which literally, if you bottle your emotions in a physical sport like football, guess what happens, Aaron? You miss tackles, you drop the football, you like you need emotion actually helps you to produce. So to like try to suppress that, you're actually telling these Bamas to just be sorry. Just be a bum. That's what you're telling them to be. Speaking of bums, before we get into our games recaps and then the games for this week, dog, is Landon Collins washed, dog? I'm looking at, the Washington football team, and of course, I do the recaps after the games, and I was not very, thrilled about how we finished in the game versus the Giants. They did win, but to me, it was a lackluster performance, and especially by our defense. And, outside of the front four, which has been spotty at times, dog, the secondary has been atrocious. Landon Collins shouldn't even be. Dog, you saw the run when Daniel Jones ran for the touchdown, dog, and it's bad by Landon Collins. Dog, Daniel Jones runs a 4.8. And Landon Collins was out the screen, Aaron.
The Bama did come off the Achilles.
Dog, but can we move this Bama to linebacker and stop this experiment? He's not a safety.
I thought that's what they were going to do with him coming off the Achilles. I thought it was a no-brainer with their linebackers being trash anyway. And that first round pick that they got doesn't look like he's going to bust too many grapes in the league. So at this point, I don't think it hurts to see what he can do at linebacker.
I don't know why. Dog, this is the square peg and round hole syndrome where it's just like you got to do it this way. And it's just a fail. The Washington football team played the Buffalo Bills this week, and it's going to be a mud hole. It's going to be bad. What are you going to say, Aaron?
It's also evident that they're still doing some of the things that they used to do, where this is about what he's being paid. That's why he's still playing safety, because the Bama's making like $12 million a year. If he was making $1 million, they would have cut him. It's a no-brainer they would have cut him. And I'm not saying that, hey, you go ahead and cut him and eat all the bread right now, but certain situations put him in a position of strength on the line of scrimmage, not running and chasing Bama's in the secondary. Your linebackers are not good.
He can't catch a quarterback, dog. At safety. You the furthest Bama back there, and you can't take an angle to catch a quarterback? Aaron, you're not even the fastest Bama out here, dog. And you could have caught Daniel Jones, son.
Right now, with a messed up ankle, 40 pounds overweight, dog, I'd have hawked him down. It's no way. Dog, it's no way. Bama running me out the screen. Not out the screen. If you're
He
not on the
ran the
screen anymore when the quarterback running, if it's not Lamar Jackson, dog, pack your bags. Just get on the bus and
Dog,
wait till the game over.
dog, let me tell you something. If I play $12 million for something, dog, I'm squeezing every bit of juice out of that. I'm moving that Bama to kicker. If that Bama show me he can kick, then we got to do. Listen, you're gonna play special teams. You're gonna kick. You're gonna do it. Listen, I'm gonna put a headset on you. You're gonna be speaking to whatever I gotta do to make sure I get my money's worth. That's what we gonna do. Why are you putting him at safety when he is clearly a liability? And he's not even. So it's one thing, like, if you got a tough secondary, like all your cornerbacks is raw and vicious, you know what I'm saying? You got this one Batman in the back, you're like, well, at least everybody else got a job, like playing their assignments tough. Dog, our secondary is an easy bake oven. And then you got this Bama who I wouldn't even have this Bama playing safety on crunch time. On the the flag football league, I wouldn't have this Bama playing safety. He would have get moved just like we did B, right there to the linebacker. And I actually think he would excel.
I agree. He might not be able to play the middle, but he could play weak side linebacker.
Yeah. I don't know. At this point, I don't know what it's going to take for them to realize that it's just not a go. I think, this week it's going to be cook 'em time. I already done selected my team for my pick'em league, and it's the Buffalo Bills, dog.
What if your man Heineke show up
listen, let me tell you something. Heineke can't beat the Buffalo Bills, dog. He can't. He can't.
So when they win this week and they crown him,
dog. Listen. This is one of them Jones. If Heineke beats the Buffalo Bills, Aaron, if he beats the Buffalo Bills, dog, I will personally go buy a Heineke jersey off the net. I will pay money to the organization, which I haven't given a red cent in about 4 or 5 years. So I will buy a Heineke jersey if that Bama beat the Buffalo Bills. And I'll wear it on the show. It's not happening, dog. It's not happening. Heineke's good. Don't get it twisted. I like Heineke, but he's not that good, dog. And with Scott Turner and the funny business that Bama be doing with the offense, you got faith in him?
I ain't had faith in him last week against the Giants. I definitely ain't taking him against the Bills. Because if it wasn't for a dumbass penalty, they would have lost the game.
No, first of all, that penalty was fluke. I seen the replay. The Bama timed the jump perfectly. I saw it on Twitter. They had the Bama nudging forward and the ball being snapped at the same time. I don't know what they was looking at. Sound like Stern's Orders 2.0. You already know, bro.
That touchdown run, the quarterback touchdown run with the fluke call.
Dog, I never seen.
Never.
The holding jump was so flugazy. Dog, that jump was so flugazy. I hold the door open to my house more than that Bama held the Bama on the field, dog. Like it just, and then it was multiple stuff that I was like, come on, bro. Like, seriously? And I'm a fan of the team, but I just got to call it square down the middle. The jump was funny business, dog. That Stearns 2.0, Vegas definitely had a hand in it. That's a fact. I put that on mothers. There's no other explanation, dog. There's no other explanation. So we're just going to leave it at that. Washington is in trouble. They squeaked through by the hair on their chinny chin chin. I think that jump gave them a sense of like relief. And then this week it's going to be back to reality. Back to life. Back to reality. Dog, it's not going to be good for the Washington football team, dog. That's all I got to say. On to some sports or NFL week 2. This week, Aaron, you came through victorious, bro. You got 10 wins this week. Jeremy took an L, got 6. D took an L, got 6. And I got 9. So we getting back. We getting back now. Now we got. So you got seven. Jeremy has 17. You tied at 17. I got 18. And D has what's that? 9 and 6, 15?
Yeah.
16? Yeah, 15. So this week we have games. First game on the docket. We have D's going to text in his picks. Jeremy going to text in his picks too as well. While I'm pulling this up, make sure you share the show and share the content. Free PS5. I'm going to keep telling you. All you got to do is share the show and tag us in it. OSS 980, Other Side of Sports. You can get a PS5 for free 99. It don't get no easier than that. Okay, here we go. First game on the docket, Carolina Panthers at the Houston Texans. Texans lost Tyrod. They were in that game versus Cleveland. Looked like Baker Mayfield was almost done, but they did lose Jarvis Landry. Odell Beckham hasn't been active.
But he active this week. They can't play
I
that
mean,
game this week.
Carolina's been balling. They've actually looked like a really good team. Despite my not liking Sam Darnold, and don't get it twisted, he will show up throughout the season. They've just done a really good job at hiding his deficiencies, and they've done a really good job at making it easy for him and basically creating a game plan that complements his strengths. So Carolina's been good, but will they beat Houston Texans? I think Texans are starting Davis, rookie
Mills.
quarterback. Yeah, Mills. Houston's
3-0.
underdogs at home +8.
I mean, I think I gotta take the Panthers, dog. After they washed the New Orleans Saints like that, after the Saints punished Green Bay, they got something going on over there.
Yeah, they definitely got something going on, and I happen to agree with you there. I like Carolina in this one. Yeah, I don't trust rookie quarterbacks. It is Thursday night, and for those looking for some fantasy options Thursday night, probably won't have Odell Beckham Thursday night, maybe. But Rashad Higgins played pretty well last year as in spot duty in times. He now will be their number one receiver on that offense. So I think they'll use a lot of Kareem Hunt and a lot of Nick Chubb. I'm sorry. I already skipped the game. I'm talking about Cleveland. But in Houston, they washed, dog. This is going to be a whole bunch of running in the Houston game by Houston. I'm going with the Panthers. We unanimous here, dog. Washington at Buffalo. Buffalo's favorite -8.
-8?
Yes.
No, give me Washington, the cover.
I'm taking the Bills. You actually think they going to cover?
They should.
What makes you think they should?
I don't think the Bills are out of this world squad like that. Where you giving them more than a touchdown?
Dog, they just washed the Miami Dolphins.
Once Tua went down, though, that gen was over with. I don't think Miami is that bad, and I don't think the Bills are that good.
Okay. Well, we differ.
I think they're gonna win. I'm almost sure they're gonna win, but I don't think more than a touchdown is the way to go in this game. The defense with you got all them first round picks on the D line. We got Ron Rivera, who's supposed to be a defensive guru. You got Del Rio, who's supposed to be a defensive guru. They got to figure out a way to stay within one possession. No excuses.
It ain't happening, Bob. It ain't happening. I wish I could be with you, Aaron. I wish I could have that level of confidence. I just don't. Not with Landon Collins playing safety, not with the cornerback play that I've seen up until this point, not with their inability to run Antonio Gibson in an effective way. I mean, last game, finally, I felt like Taylor Heineke and McLaurin became a relevant factor. But
Which tells you how trash Scott Turner is, because this should always be the factor. He's the best player on your offense. You should want to feature him and get him the ball as much as possible.
Yeah. I don't think he has the awareness to know how to do that. So I'm going with Buffalo. Chicago at Cleveland. Cleveland's favorite -7. I think that's extremely high for a team that doesn't have any receivers right now.
And they said Andy Dalton is starting this week.
Why is Andy Dalton starting this week? When you saw, like, dog, what is up with these coaches, dog? What is Matt Nagy doing?
I think he's trying to hold off as long as possible.
Why?
You know they coach off cue cards, dog. You know how I go in the league.
It doesn't make any sense to me. You let him get his growing pains. You let him learn. This is your franchise QB. Like, the team wants him to play.
You can see how much his teammates love him, like, and how excited they get when he get in the game, when he makes a play versus when it's the other guy. You can tell they want him to be the one playing. But I'm trusting Nagy on this one, being in Chicago and knowing how that fan base is and looking at their schedule. I think that bye week around week 6 is between 6 and 8. I think that's when he's planning on trying to make that transition to the rookie. He could play. I've seen enough. I think he could play in the league, and I think he'll have success if the offensive coordinator takes good care of him. But
the old coordinator said he ready. He said he ready, dog. From his estimation, he think he ready. So I don't.
You can't switch back though. That's the one thing you can't switch back.
Dog, you don't switch back. You think Trevor Lawrence and them, they think
It's
about
different,
switching
Harold.
back?
You know
What
that's
you
different,
mean?
dog. You know that's different. Once the whites turn on you, it's over. You cannot let a black quarterback fail and put bad film on tape, because you cannot sell it to the fans, to the media anymore. He's done. They'll just assume, oh, he's another one of these, and throw him on the scrap heap. I believe that's what's being taken into account when it comes to him, because Mac Jones is on the field. What's the other guy that you just? Trevor Lawrence is on the field. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
Zach
a
Wilson's on
different
the
set
field. This bad man, Zach
He's
Wilson,
terrible.
he put up Nathan Peterman numbers, dog.
Right, but the standard is completely different though.
And nobody ain't blink an eye. It's all developed. Oh, he's developing, like,
There it is.
just like,
They gonna say
this
he
man
done.
is trash. Shut
If
up.
if now keep in mind he went second overall, and Justin Fields went 11. If Justin Fields throws 4 touchdowns, they're gonna say he's done. He's stupid.
No,
He ain't
4
read the playbook.
interceptions, you mean?
Yeah. What I say, touchdown?
Touchdowns.
No, if he throws 4 interceptions, they're gonna say he's dumb. He's not in his playbook. He doesn't get in early enough. It's just gonna be a different narrative, and that's just the way it is.
I haven't even seen people, like, there's been no real criticism of Zach Wilson.
I haven't seen any either.
I might be the only one. Shout out my man Pat. He went on live and was like, dog, Laws told you the Bama's trash. OSS told you that he's trash. So I mean, but they're gonna make excuses.
They gotta see 3 years first.
You already know.
It's
You
the
already
Jets.
know. So I'm with you. He don't have the same failure leeway. You know what I'm saying? He not falling.
And I think Nagy's protecting him. I don't think Nagy's being one of the. I don't see Nagy as one of those guys, because you saw how fast he was ready to make the move on Trubisky when he saw he was trash. He was ready to get him out of there. But the GM, you know how that goes, was trying to control the situation and was forcing him to play a guy he didn't want to play. I don't see, and he's an Andy Reid guy too. I don't see him as being one of those guys that's just want to go the old way and stick with the. Yeah, I think he's trying to protect him. That's what I believe.
Okay. I'm gonna trust you, Aaron, because I respect your football acumen and intellect around the game, not just in the game too.
And I call them white boys out. I'm not the one to get these Bamas extra.
That's what I'm saying. I know you go hard body in the paint. So if Bama doing funny business, you're gonna say it's funny. So
I don't
I'm a,
see it in
I'm
this
a,
situation.
I got him on my fantasy, so I got vested
Yeah, yeah.
interest in the
And you
whole
know, I got
guy.
him as rookie of the year. No matter when he come in, I got him as rookie of the year.
Oh, yeah, dog. You already know. You already know. Okay. Next game on the docket, we got the Baltimore Ravens. Who did you take? You took Cleveland or Chicago?
You said a touchdown.
7, yeah.
Give me Chicago.
Okay. Chicago it is. All right. You got Baltimore Ravens at the Detroit Lions. Lions are underdogs at home +9.
Uh,
Detroit played Monday night and
dog.
they came out looking okay. The first 15 scripted plays, and then just
Golf
things
made some
fall
throws
apart,
though.
though.
Now you know I don't like this Batman. He's trash. But when he's
Mhm.
on though, like he'll have these moments where he can make some throws and you like, young, if this Batman could just do this all the time, but he can't. He can't. He
He
looked
can't.
good. He looked
He
good though,
did.
and they put up points.
He need more better weapons though, dog. I feel like golf is one of them dudes similar like a Matt Ryan or so, like where you gotta have all like Kirk Cousins, like all the whole environment got to be right for him to
Fact,
succeed.
fact, fact.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have, like, he can't have no deficiencies on offense and you expect him going to like elevate the team or elevate the play. Like, there's
Fact.
only a handful of quarterbacks you can do that. Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, you know what I'm saying? Like, they could have no weapons and still they're going to elevate the play of the weapons they do have and kind of make plays and be dynamic and do all this other stuff. But, dog, for these guys, they need everything that you can give them so that they can succeed. And it's just, to me, Jared Goff is that guy that needs that. Um,
And what I will say though about Detroit and that coach, because you know we was ragging on them Bammers. To
mhm.
this point, they look much better than I anticipated them being coming into the season because they
They
are
did.
void of talent and they're playing, I think, at the peak of what they can play at and staying in
Mhm.
games, even though, you know what I mean, they lose. So I got to give them credit for that. I think the coach may have something over there to where if they do get talent, they might be a better team
Okay.
than we
Mhm.
originally forecast.
Yeah. But yeah, right now they void of talent, though. They just void of too much talent. And I got the Ravens, though. It's it's
Nine.
it's plus
Uh,
9.
um, I'm gonna take the Lions to cover. This gonna be a real bad week or a real good one. No in between.
All right, I'm taking the Ravens. You're taking the Lions. Okay. Then we got Indianapolis at Tennessee. Tennessee's favorite -5.5. Indianapolis, dog. Carson Wentz, both his ankles on ice. I don't know if he gonna play.
Mr.
Dog,
Glass.
the Batman, does he just need to retire, dog?
He's not gonna turn that
Mr.
bread
Glass,
down, but I don't know that you can
dog.
like.
That's 3
He need to go to
retirements in a
Steph's
row.
doctors, dog. Go to Steph's
Uh,
doctors, dog. Because Steph, when he first was hurt all the
Yeah,
time, ankles
he
was
had an
ginger.
ankle. Yeah,
Then I don't know who he went to. He started juicing or what he found, the fountain of youth. But the Bama all of a sudden just turned into a cooker and stopped getting hurt. So
dog. Stop getting hurt, dog. But the Batman, the thing is,
he's
he
stupid.
don't.
That's part of it.
He do. He play real
He
reckless, dog.
he RG3 stupid. Like where he doesn't understand that your best ability at this point in your career is
Is to stay
availability.
on the field, dog.
Yeah, you don't
Yes.
have to prove you're tough. You don't have to do the same things that the running backs and the receivers do. Just be available. Give your team a chance, though, because who's their backup? I
Yeah,
don't have a clue.
he be trying to wiggle out and try to break tackles and all. Dog,
For an
just go
extra three
down, bro.
yards, it's not worth it, dog.
Or to lose 6 and get body slammed and suplex to the ground. Trying to wiggle out one arm, duck underneath Batman. I'm like, bro, you got to chill. So I mean, yeah, I'm going with Tennessee. I think Tennessee and the whole them beating Seattle and really getting their legs up under them, and Derrick Henry, basically showing everybody like, yeah, I'm superhuman still. Uh, they turn a new leaf in my book, and their offense has not really looked. You saw the touchdown they called back on Julio back at the end zone, Joe.
Yeah,
Both feet was in, and they said Dog, that's Stern's orders if I ever seen it, bro. I'm like, wow, what are they doing? What are the officials doing? What are they doing, dog? That joint burns my blood when I see them just blatantly cheat like that. It's a replay. It's a replay. And no, I don't have Julio Jones on my fantasy team. I'm just saying the jump
I
just
thought it
was
was out though, because the rules are different
really.
when you because it's not just toe tap when your heel comes down. Like if you falling out front ways and your toes hit, that's good enough. But if your toes hit, then your heel hits, you're out of bounds. You got to get your whole foot in bounds when you stepping backwards. It's not the
So
same rules as when you falling forward.
if it's just his two toes just tapped and then he just fell
In
backwards,
bounds,
but his
and his heel hits the joint behind the line, then you're out of bounds.
Mhm.
That's just the rule. I'm not
Okay.
saying it's a good rule. It might be dumb if you just allow toes in the front, but that's the rule.
Because to me it seemed like his front toes like they
Both were in
touched the
clearly.
grass before he actually like his heels came down.
Right, facts. And by rule of if you falling forward, that would be a touchdown. So you
Mm.
get more. It takes more effort to get your toes in going that way, and then if your heel comes down, you're out of bounds. Like that makes no sense.
Yeah, this jump, yeah. But they won. They won. Um, who you going with, dog? 5.5.
For Tennessee,
Yes, in favor of Tennessee.
I'm gonna go Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm going with these heavy spreads this week, dog. Messing with the heavy spreads. Okay. All right. We got Los Angeles Chargers at the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are favored -6.5. Chiefs up until this point, again, Aaron, we're gonna have this conversation again.
Ain't
They are
covered nothing.
not covering. They didn't cover on last week. They not covering. I'm going with the Chargers.
You said 6.
6.5. See, they're trying to get you. You
Because
believe in Mahomes,
you
and
play the
and and
probability. You like they gotta cover one of these joints, but no, they don't have to cover one of
dog. And the thing
them.
is, Vegas just keep cashing out because they know every dog. 2 years ago, when them Bama's were literally unstoppable, and it was 30 piece in everybody, that joint has made so much money for the league these last 2 years prior, like next, because they literally have not covered the spread in like 15 games.
6.5. I'm gonna take the Chiefs though. They gotta cover one of these joints. Keep giving away
He
free
going
games every
again.
week.
He going with the Chiefs again. New Orleans Saints, who just they played magnificent week 1. Week 2, these Bama's just fell into the trash can. They played now New England Patriots. Patriots are favorite -3. Patriots did what we expect them to do versus the Jets, mud hole. I think this game is pretty even to me, to be honest. I think the New England Patriots are just getting the 3 because they're at home. Um, I would anticipate, New Orleans didn't have any of their coaches in the game, so
I forgot about that, but they still took an ass whooping to the Panthers.
Panthers, Panthers got in them.
And where's the game again? In New England.
It's in New England.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is a tricky one.
And 3.5.
It's 3.
3. I gotta go with New Orleans.
Okay. I don't know. This one. Something's telling me I'm gonna go with New Orleans too. And the only reason I'm gonna go with New Orleans in this one is the simple fact that New England starting a rookie quarterback. And I just think New Orleans will have things dialed up from a defensive standpoint that the young kid is not prepared for. Um, so that's my go right there. So Atlanta at New York Giants. Giants are favorite -3.
How in the
Uh,
hell?
Atlanta played Tampa Bay tough for 3 quarters, and then
I'm taking
Tom
Atlanta.
Brady and them just
Nah, I
separated.
said I wasn't messing with that Bama no more.
You gonna ride with Daniel Jones with a 3-point spread?
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm
go
not.
against. I'm gonna go against my word, and I'm gonna take Atlanta one more time, dog. If they mess this up, if Matt Ryan mess this up,
The only reason I'm gonna take Atlanta is because I feel like they have to win, dog, or they 0-3, and the season is over. You go 0-3, your season is done. You picking 1 through 5, like you basically just getting ready for the draft after that.
and game planning for a Jason Garrett offense is like game planning for a backyard Pee Wee League football joint, dog. It's not complex at all. Everything you're gonna see, you already know. You know what I mean? They better win this game decisively.
Yeah, I I'm going with Atlanta in this one too. Cincinnati at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh is favorite -4. Ben Roethlisberger has a pectoral issue. I don't know if he's going to be out or what that's going to do to their team. But honestly, at this point, Ben looks washed. He looks washed. I wouldn't be surprised if Dwayne Haskins gets the start.
But he never took good care of himself, so I wouldn't expect
The
that he
only
would be
the
able to
the
survive
only
as
the
long as he
only
does.
the only thing about Ben Roethlisberger is that if you don't play him, like, and it's an open benching and it's not has nothing to do with his health, he gonna start to like sow seeds of discord in that locker room.
You already
So
know.
you gotta like, I'm sure Tomlin's already like peeped because he's been very like strategic in how he talks to the media and different things. Because if Ben Roethlisberger feels scorned, he'll start to, you know, utilize his privilege to try to. So
Sabotage.
I think Tomlin trying to stay away from that if he possibly can. But yeah, they look
Plus, if
bad
you bench
though.
him and still get bad quarterback play, you're gonna take a hit.
You're gonna take a big hit.
So I'm sure they would rather see him go out on his own if it's gonna be bad play versus watching somebody else have bad quarterback play and you still losing. Like you got to win if you bench him.
That's a fact. It's a divisional matchup. I am gonna go Cincinnati. You see, TJ Watt already hurt. Since the Bama got paid, he done stopped the roids. Now he hurt.
What's the spread again?
4.
4. Give me Pittsburgh.
All right. All right. Arizona Cardinals at Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars are underdogs 7.5 to Arizona.
Give me the Cardinals. This a lot.
Arizona didn't cover last week versus Kirk Cousins and them. But
Yeah,
they're
they
gonna
almost
cover this
lost the
week.
game, but this
Yeah,
a
they did.
cakewalk.
That joint actually they almost lost, dog. Field goal kick. Minnesota and field goal kickers, dog. They just can't get along for whatever reason. Um, yeah, I'm going with Arizona in this one too. New York Jets and Zach Wilson at the Denver Broncos. Broncos are favorite -10.5.
With
Talk
Teddy
to me.
Bridgewater, he ain't never had a 10.5 point favorite.
Ever.
But we got to rock with him, dog. 2 touchdowns. Give me Denver.
Oh, oh. I can count on one hand the times I've taken Denver with a 10.5 point spread. or a spread in general, dog. I don't be taking Denver like that. But this year I've already taken them twice. So yeah, I'm going with Denver over the Jets. 10.5. Sheesh. All right. Miami at Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders are favorite minus 3.5.
Give me the Raiders.
Raiders
Looking
trying to go
good.
3-0. Will they be able to go 3-0? We will see. I am going with yeah, that travel across country. Yeah, I feel like Raiders on a high horse, dog. They seem like they real confident. I'm a rock with the Raiders too. Even though this they definitely could get caught slipping. I don't know what Tua's status is. Is he good? Is it gonna be Brissett? Because if it's Brissett, I definitely have the Raiders. Um, I think they still doing tests on Tua, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Raiders. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the LA Rams. This is a good one. This is a good one. This ain't going. This is the game of the week. Um, no Daryl Henderson likely out. Cooper Cup went hamburger, no cheese. Dog, I'm trying to figure out how this man would be cooking like that. It's amazing to me how Cooper Cup be cooking. Um, who you going with, Aaron? It's 1 point in favor of Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Give me the Rams.
All right, Rams it is. And I'm going to go with it's a tough one. I'm gonna go with Tom Brady and them, though. I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay. Seattle at Minnesota. Minnesota's underdogs at home +2.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
I'm going with Russell.
That's a lot. Give me Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I'm going with Russell. Green Bay at San Francisco. Green Bay is underdogs against the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers are favored 3.5 at home. Green Bay just coming off a good win. Aaron Jones, 3-4 touchdowns. Bama was cooking. Aaron Rodgers looked more in form, but that defense for Green Bay definitely looks real sussy.
Yeah, that's secondary, though.
It's bad.
Give me Green Bay though to cover.
Okay. Green Bay to cover. I'm going with the 49ers, though. I think we go back to week 1, how they played. I'm going with 49ers to cover. And Monday night, Philadelphia Eagles, I'm about to say 76, lunch. Philadelphia Eagles at the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are favored -4. I felt like they cheated for the
Oh yeah.
Cowboys in that Chargers game. But we here at 4 points. Is this downhill for Philly and them?
Give me the Eagles to cover.
Eagles to cover. I'm gonna go with Dallas in this one. I think they finally have an offensive explosion and be Dallas that everybody just loves to love. Those are our games for this week. I will ensure that I get the picks from D and from Jeremy and update everybody on the scores, but it's close. Ain't nobody really ran away with it as of yet. So we're just gonna leave it at that. Follow us at OSS 980 at Other Side of Sports. Again, for the third time. If you want this PS5, you have to share the show and tag us in it. That's it. You ain't got to give us no bread. You ain't got to pay the taxes on it. You know, all you got to do is share the show. You got to share it a lot because the people who trying to get the PS5 have shared it a lot. So, it's your boy Laws, Aaron, we signing off. We out.